Hey, it worked. Pro streaming, perfect timing. Microphone is not muted. We don't have any background music right now. How was the video sound? Was it too loud, too low? I have no idea. Played it for the first time live, so would love some feedback. Welcome everyone. It's time to kick off Community Creations Con C3. Let's go. I have my I am a Wishmaker ambassador shirt on. I got this for raising funds for Make-A-Wish International, one of my favorite charities. How cool is that? How cool is that? Hey, Sweet Pea! Also goes great with the Vault-Tec pants. Look at me, color coordinating. I'm a style icon. Welcome everyone. If you don't know me, I'm Eleonora. I make a lot of mods for Skyrim, Fallout 4, Fallout New Vegas, Fallout 3. This is Mayhem. Assistant stream director. I make mods for Starfield, play a lot of Bethesda games on my channel, do modding streams. I have a lot of tutorials on YouTube. Kind of an unofficial modding ambassador for Bethesda games. Hey Fargassier, I'm gonna be knocking on your door later today. So we're kicking off the stream with the stream rate train. We're gonna be jumping into a lot of different streamers' channels, showcasing even more mods and modders. Mayhem is hard at work immediately, biting her box. Ah, yes. The mayhem never stops here. How's that? Okay, I shouldn't have touched that. You can just see my desk area. Everything behind me is super messy, so we have to make do with this. Sorry. I'm rearranging my office. Anyway, so we have a lot of amazing content coming up. We've got about 45 minutes here where I'm going to be like going through the schedule. I'm going to show some of the stuff that's happened last year and what's going to be happening in the modding community. Answer some questions if people have any. And then we're going to take it. I'm going to grab a few guests for my stream. Martimius and Lauren are going to be up. This is super wonky now. Why did I do this? I can't even. Okay. It's pretty good. It's pretty good. Sorry. Pro streaming. First time in streaming since like last month. Hey, Babylonia, welcome. Yeah, Mayhem is assisting. So it's gonna be a fun-packed weekend. It was worth it for Mayhem. It's very bright in here. That's a little better. This is the only thing I didn't check. I was doing so many pre-stream checks. Very grateful for all the modders who are now taking part. All the streamers who came together to help us do this amazing event. Once again, hoping to raise all the monies for making wishes for sick kids. Let's see, pro streaming. I thought I could go over the schedule first and showcase some of the stuff that we're gonna do. But first we need some music because it grounded me. This one sounds good. This is... Yeah, that's good. Let me know if the music's too loud or if you can't hear it at all. There we go. So, this is the kickoff. I'm the kickoff. This is what you get. You get me. In about an hour, I'm gonna grab 50 minutes or so. I'm gonna grab 2 Skyrim follower mod creators and chat with them a little bit about how to make really nice follower mods and write stories and write characters, write NPCs for Skyrim. Then we're gonna move on to Fargassier, who's going to help us showcase Fallout Appalachia. So I had the privilege to showcase this mod last year, and it's come even further. So I can't wait to see where they're at right now. There's gonna be a few more Fallout mods. There's gonna be Fallout Chicago, which is Fallout New Vegas. Then there's gonna be modular melee weapons by Pra for Fallout 4. That's when you're gonna come back to my channel for briefly, and then later in the afternoon there's gonna be survival mode overhaul, and one of our sponsors, collaborators, Independent Fallout Wiki, will have their panel to look into ModSpace and their website. I'm gonna look at it briefly now, but just show the wiki. But they will have their own panel then. And then lastly, a Fallout 4 quest mod, Shadows of the Old World, will be on Babylonian's channel. Shout out, hold on, I can do it, hold on. I'm pro streaming, shout out. If I can type. There we go. You can follow in advance, so you'll just land there naturally. Gonna get landed there immediately. So yeah, that's today's programming. Don't want to miss it. And then I have schedule for day 2. Day 2, please. There we go. It helps if you turn off day 1 first and then turn on day 2. There we go. Tomorrow is gonna kick off in a spectacular way because Skyblivion is gonna have their showcase. We couldn't be more excited. That's amazing. Everyone's waiting for Skyblivion. So they're gonna kick off tomorrow morning US time. Then there's gonna be a few there's gonna be Merry Modding Days, which is like it's for all Bethesda games. You know Merry Modding Days. Veda and Foxel are gonna be hosting a preview of that. Then they're gonna continue on to Conquered Stories, a big Fallout 4 quest mod, Sims Elements, adjacent mod, and then there's gonna be some teasers, trailers, and then we'll continue into some Skyrim and Starfield showcases. And there's gonna be a lot of Fallout this year. It seems Fallout has been on the map for even people who do not normally play Fallout games. I wonder why that is. It's been super relevant this year, and well, at the end of last year as well. So the schedule's packed from morning till evening tomorrow as well. I will be around, but I won't be streaming tomorrow. I will still be fundraising, doing things like, let's talk about fundraising. Pro streaming. There is a link. Our goal is $5,000 this weekend. We can do it with your help. So every little donation matters when we're gifting wishes for sick kids. Yay! Welcome, Starfield community. Let's go! Super excited about the Starfield update coming, by the way. They keep teasing it, but for Starfield folks, there was a tweet from Bethesda's official account. We have more to tell you next week, so get ready, because next week we're gonna hear Starfield news. Juicehead and Greg Miller have visited Bethesda offices for some Starfield thingy. We have seen pictures. The hype is getting real. Can't wait for that. But yeah, a schedule. Now the screen's empty. Let's turn off Pra. Pra is not here yet. There we go. I am not Pra. You will meet Pra later this evening. It's a bit hard to focus when a kitten is chewing a cardboard box next to you. Sweet Pea is also streaming tomorrow, holding a Starfield showcase. Hold on. Gonna do this. Let's just shout out. There we go. Go follow her as well. Is there anyone else in the chat? Kate, I'm gonna need you to make the overlay for Tiltify so other streamers can use it. Unless Fargassier has started his own fundraiser thing, he will need the overlay, the thing up there, which is the total. Hey, Skywind is here. They are going to, right, hold on, pro streaming. There we go. I was like, wasn't Skywind on the schedule? Skywind is displaying today. Fucking hype. There we go. I can't believe I forgot you guys. I have like this massive checklist, so something, slips through the cracks. Later tonight, so 5 p.m. EST, if Morrowind and Skyrim are your jam, you don't want to miss that showcase. Skywind is cancelled. Sad. The Reddit outrage machine. So we have them all. We have all the big projects, Fallout and Skyrim, the remakes, the whole rebuilding projects, the best followers, the everything. Awesome. Okay, which one is it? There we go. Pro streaming. If you want to stay up to date with where the schedule is or want to click some handy links, you can check out the schedule on Independent Fallout Wiki, one of our co-conspirators. I don't even know. Imagine English. So yeah, Kate needs to make the overlay because I couldn't access the main Tiltify, so I could make one like the one I made. Hey, Foxel, good evening, afternoon. Yes. So everything about the schedule can be found here. You have clickable links to all the channels. You can see who the panelists are. A little fancy schedules, and even if you want to see what we did previous years, you can find it here. And then like while you're checking out the schedule, you can just check out Fallout Wiki. This is not a paid promotion. This is just know that they exist. This is where you want to go for all your information about Fallout, whether it's Fallout 1 or Fallout 76 or Shelter. They have they have everything you need. They have monthly events, all the games are covered. They have polls. It's just a nice, comfortable place to be. What haven't they have? Yep. So yeah, schedule is there, so you can follow anyone and everyone there. Ooh, I have this. Oh, look at it. They made this like shiny panel thing for me. I'm gonna steal this picture. Shiny. I'm gonna put that as my YouTube thumbnail. Thank you, whoever made that. Yeah, so when you click this, it's gonna take you straight to the person who's been live. So we have the technology. Right. We have to imagine. And now a word from our sponsors. No. Is this like... I feel like this display thing is like not matching. Yeah, it's like huge. Hold on. Pro streamer. There we go. Nope. Hey. This is supposed to be my screen, but it's like tiny. I do know how to use studio mode on OBS, but I'm too ADHD right now. There we go. So professional. If anyone else wants to kick off next year's event, that's right. Stream brought to you by Dandy Boy Apples. So good, they never go bad. Here we go. Ooh, I don't have any comments on Nexus. That's wonderful. It's 4 p.m. here, so Windland times. Yeah. Everything you might need You can find it in Nexus Mods. During the event, we have giveaways. One of the giveaways is Nexus Premium. We have 10 monthly premiums to give away. I am not a spokesperson for Nexus. I just appreciate all these sites working with us, helping modders get their work out there, supporting modders, exciting the world about mods. So I want to showcase them before we get started with the actual content. So Nexus, if you are a heavy user for mods, you've downloaded thousands like me, Nexus Premium is the best way to support both mod authors that you love, because they get a place to host their mods, they get Nexus donation points, and you get amazing downloads, and you can use Nexus collections. You worked on Skywind until 6 a.m. Oop. I worked on my hair. Those who know me, I have dreadlocks. I've had them for 22 years, and now I've decided to open them and rebuild them with a professional, because they're kind of a mess, like a troll's nest. So you got your hair all cut cute for the stream. Nice. Yeah, I tried to open one single lock for hours last night, and I couldn't. I could just shave my head, but I'd like to keep my hair. I have my 88 mats, I have my coffee, I have my water. I'm ready for today. Thank you. So we will never know. For real, Kate, they are kicking so much ass today. This week I've been a machine. I am a machine, and ADHD meds are my fuel. You can see which are my favorite Nexus games. You can also read about Community Creations KickCon through Nexus. The schedule's all up here. And if you are a mod author watching this, and you get donation points from Nexus, I want to point this out. I will probably point this out later, but if you want to participate in the charity, but you don't want to donate directly, you can use your donation points on Nexus. Where's the shop? Can I just instantly get to the shop through here? Oh, through here. Visit store. There we go. There are multiple charity options to use your DP, but there is also charity. There is Make-A-Wish. So if you want to participate, you can. Just through Nexus. One of the reasons why I wanted this event to support Make-A-Wish, not because I'm an ambassador and I love them, but because Nexus is also collaborating them. And I don't have the numbers, but I believe mod authors have donated something like $14,000 to Make-A-Wish since this was implemented. So yeah, $14,000 from mod authors to Make-A-Wish. That's not a small amount, so you can. I don't know if that link works for you if you're a mod author or not, but note to self. Make a link for that. But if you're a mod author and you'd like to use, you don't have to put 300,000 Nexus points on it. Usually when I take the PayPals from Nexus, so I can pay for Adobe and other modding tools and stock images and things. I also, if I have an uneven amount, let's say 14,000 donation points, give or take, I will usually put it to Make-A-Wish. Often also St. Jude's, but Make-A-Wish is one of my favorites. So modders are granting so many wishes. Yay! Happy slap. Thank you. Thank you. So you don't even have to make mods grant wishes. You don't even have to donate money. You can donate your time and then your Nexus donation points. Jesse, welcome. It's so good to see you. I'm doing awesome. ADHD meds are doing all kinds of things. I have coffee. I'm excited for the weekend. So yeah, Nexus is so wonderful for doing this thing where you can donate your points to charity, and it's not. You think it's just a small amount, but no, it's not. It's over $10,000 already. So wait, was it? It might have even been pounds, and then it would be even more. I'm not quite sure, but it's great. And since I was mentioning that Fallout has been very prominent in the recent year-ish, at the end of the year, the beginning of the year, when the new season of the TV show was showcasing, Nexus was hosting a Fallout modathon. Currently, they have a Stardew Valley Mod Fest, but they also had. Imagine, it's gonna be boobs, isn't it? There's gonna be boobs. I wanted to showcase the Fallout modathon. There we go. This was amazing. You probably heard about this if you like spent any time in Nexus or the modding scenes. But this is a big one, gang. They hosted a contest and it had a phenomenal amount of people participating. Yay! Notorious Dom, thank you so much for the $50. Let's go! Kicking off that donation train. Thank you. Let's go. When we're releasing the first mod for Skywind isn't a boob mod, I am disappointed with the community. It has to be. It has to be, or something that makes all female characters, all female NPCs be like in skimpy armor or something. So, the Fallout Modathon was a raging success. There were so many cool participants and prizes. When was the Vegas trip? Oh, they've just come back. Like, less than 2 weeks ago, like 10 days ago when they came back. Less than 2 weeks anyway. Imagine mathing. So that must have been fun. And the Vegas prize went in just for some really deserving modders. Where's the hub? There we go. Appreciate you, South Philly Cycle. Hey, second cat. Good standing. I'm gonna grab you if you come here. I'm gonna give you a kitty hug. Nope, she backed off. So we had some pretty incredible mods coming out for New Vegas, and especially New Vegas and Fallout 4, like Misery Island and Long 15. You can find videos about them as well, so you definitely want to check out the hub that Nexus made for it. I mean, Sledge, if you check, what is it called? Himbo Body. There's like so many skimpy armors for male characters with Himbo. Hey Jack, welcome. It's good to see you. Comedy Creations can. Oh, we should have a Community Creations Con mod contest. Hold on, I need to write that down. 27 notes. Modding contest. Kysymysmerkki. There we go. I wrote it down. We're not gonna forget it. I already have notes for next year. Good news is Skywind, you can have a very sexy dancer outfit, which is gender neutral. Nice. Hey, John Arrows. It's that late for you. You have a good sleep. Thanks for stopping by. Hope to see you later. We're gonna be live for hours and hours. You can catch the raid train on the wiki page. There's like a link we can click that just goes directly to the current live person. Amazing. Where are these coming from? Yeah, the modathon is over, but currently there is there like a hub for the thing, or do I have to go to site news? There we go. If you use Nexus Collections, there's also the Collectathon that you want to check out. I have all the links. Just want to keep you updated on what's going on in the modding scene, things you might not want to. Good night, General. See you later. I don't have any. Do I have any collections that are public? I do not know. I have a lot of random stuff that is sort of work in progress. The only one that is around is my Pride mods for Fallout 4. You can get them with one click. There's like 5 mods or something. But look at this. This is so amazing. Starfield is a very underrated game. I think it wasn't what people wanted, so they just resorted into hating it. They're gonna hate everything about it, regardless of what Bethesda does, because it's not what they wanted. Methinks. This mod makes me want to make a mod like this. But I wouldn't be able to. I just don't. I can't do like quests and NPCs and things. It's such good level design. It's so good. Hey, Ranka. Hey, again. A cat comes into the vicinity and then leaves. Oh, they think you have treats. It was human treats and the cats are disappointed. My table is full of Mayhem's handiwork. Pieces of the cardboard box. She is very hardworking. And it's accurate to the concept arts. Yeah, I think when the Starfield update goes live, I'm gonna go back to it and finish that playthrough. I actually did do the whole Unity thing, but after that I didn't play because I was like, no, I lost my home and all my stuff. Donation! Jesse, thank you for the $50! Yes, we are 10% of the way to my goal this weekend. Now, I am... Hold on, what was the number? I am $2,113 away from raising $50,000, like lifetime funds raised for charity through Tiltify. So my goal this weekend and next week is to raise that through this charity for Make-A-Wish. I'm gonna continue modding on modding Monday, extend C3 for myself a little bit, do a little bit of a modding stream, and hope I can reach that $2,113. And then I will get a shiny trophy from Tiltify. Thank you for raising $50,000 for charity. Yes, that's my goal. So good. It's like Far Harbor, but better. Like level design, so much detail. Far Harbor was amazing. I love that island, but this one is like an extension of it with even more details and with the little bit of freedom that modders get. And the screenshots are beautiful. How large is Long 15? How large is it? It's 2.2 gigas. So it's huge. That's huge for New Vegas. You hit the Unity at the slightest inconvenience. Oh, that could also be a chronic restart to Titus. You might want to get that looked at. So definitely check out the winners and honorable mentions of the Fallout Modathon that happened last fall, because there's some really good treasures. It's commonly like if you're gonna go back to, let's say, Skyrim after 3 years, it's good to go and like check what mods have come out and use the filtering tools on Nexus. Let's say I want to know what the most popular mods are that came out just last year. There's a lot of Skyrim and Fallout modding communities are insane. They are still going. Like amazing frameworks are coming like out every month. It's madness. It's madness. New skill menus, new icons, new UI things, new animations. We have climbing for Skyrim now. It's crazy. So definitely like check out. You go mods and then you go top files. No, most endorsed. I should have adult filters on. I'm not entirely sure. Let's hope we do have them on. Most endorsed. Why is there only one? Did I do something? Weird. There we go. See. But these are mods that have been around for 15 years. So we know about them already. We downloaded them. But we want to know what's been good for the past year. So with one click, you can see all the greatest, most endorsed mods that have come out. There's a lot of stuff from community shaders. Ooh. Excuse me. Has that like updated? Oh, cool. Because I remember this mod, but this is... Yeah. Legit. There are so many mods that you can browse for that have just come out in the recent year. So, or you can have a custom setting as well. So you can see like the... Okay, I haven't touched or looked at Skyrim in 3 years. What are the best mods that have come out between time is a flux 24 and 26, and then you can find all of them. So take advantage of that if you're getting back to some of the games. Sexy cockroach armor coming to you. BT, thank you for the $230. Thank you. We are so close. Thank you, BT. I hope you're well. Thank you for that amazing donation. That's crazy. Let's Go! I demand we see the 10-foot skeleton on stream. We will do. What would be the easiest way to find the... Dun, 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 dun. I appreciate you so much, BT. Thank you so much for always being here, hanging out, supporting my streams and the charities. You are so generous. Thank you. All modders are awesome. Preach. Preach. Yeah. Just gonna go like... There you are. Look at it. There she is. Schmaltag. It wasn't 12 foot, by the way. It was 10 foot. It was 12 foot. Like, the immersion. The best Halloween mod of all time. And you can use it outside Halloween. It's always Halloween in Fallout 4. Just chilling there, being a bony boy. Good shit. For that and all your other Kate mod needs, go check her out. Not like that. Not like that. Check out her mods. Right? "200-year-old Salisbury steak." This is so cute. Garden clutter. Spring is coming. Good stuff for your... Good stuff for your... I live with people. People are doing people things. Sorry, I'm being distracted. Yeah. Spring mod. Let's go. This is a professional streaming environment. Some clean things are nice, and it's more like if he has a little bit of wear, not like complete. I wouldn't build a broken chair in my settlement, but I would like stuff to like match together and be a little bit worn, but not completely busted either. But the super shiny, plasticky pre-war things feel really off in settlements, unless it's like Institute theme. After sleeping peacefully through the apocalypse, you wake up to discover your spouse is dead, your son is lame, and the Commonwealth is ugly. Fallout 4 in a nutshell, really, isn't it? You built... Oh crap, I built this and it's already broken. Yeah. My favorite thing to build for my settlers to make their lives better is broken chairs. Yeah, exactly. Tetanus, let's go! I mean, you make it from scrap, so it kind of makes sense. You're using like old rags and pieces of wood from moldy shacks, I guess. So yeah. We are so done with plywood. Plywood is so 2077. What have I been? Let's see. What are my recent USP searches? I have used unused NPCs and cure disease and dragons. I don't know why, but I've looked up dragons on the USP. UESP. I always say USP. Why have I looked at dragons? Pre-war money is used as toilet paper, apparently. I mean, makes sense. Makes sense. Thank you, USP, for supporting C3. And moving on to our sponsors, the USB Wiki, for all your USB needs. If Fallout or Starfield is not your thing, but you want to know everything about Elder Scrolls, this is where you go. I don't even need to explain this to you if you don't know what USB is. Where have you been all your life? If this place doesn't have it about Elder Scrolls, you don't need to know it. It's better than the art books and lore books and the world of Skyrims and whatever books there are. USB is older than many modders. I mean, when was it started? Is it older than me? Who knows? Yeah. I'm trying to say UESPs like in a quick way. 30th. So, younglings. Youngins. Might be worth mentioning that they host all the Creation Kit wikis now too. Nice. Yeah, Bethesda shut down some of the Creation Kit wikis, but UESP is still hosting them. We only allow USB links, lore discussions. Nice. Hosted wiki, Starfield wiki, Oblivion wiki, Skyrim, Fallout 3 and Fallout 4. All here. We found out that you are human, not a synth. So this is community service. Hosting these here. Bless. Would have died without the wiki. Nice. Yeah, so if you're not a modder yet, but you want to be a modder, then you should head over to USB and grab your wikis here. I was like, well, how am I gonna continue talking for a whole hour without anything to actually show you guys? But we've actually been here. Hey, Aluni Bunny. So hype. I'm gonna need to start grabbing my first guest soon, so we have that going for us. But hey, I managed to show all our sponsors. I managed to show Make-A-Wish, and I gave some sort of an update for you guys on what is going on in the modding scene right now. I want to be a modder, but I have problems with scope. Yeah, it's my first tip for someone just starting modding. Start small. Look at other people's mods, how they've done their stuff, and figure out what makes their mods tick and change some little things. Poke around in Xedit. And go from there. Let's see who's next on the schedule. What? The next post is going to be Eleonora. How convenient. You're already here. For me, scope creep is not too bad because I want to get projects finished like really quickly. So I'm more like, what can I leave out so I can just get this finished? BT, I missed your sub. Thank you so much. I turned off, like, this is like a whole new section on my stream where I turned off all the Twitch extra things like alerts or channel point redemptions and things. I'm just like trying to... Let's focus on the mods. Let's focus on the charity. If you cannot donate but you want to participate and help, you can help by retweeting or reposting our announcements on Blue Sky and Twitter. You can share the streams and the schedules on communities that are focused on modding, so you can spread the word for us and we can get more people watching. We got an incredible schedule coming up this weekend. We have Skywind, we have Skyblivion, we have Beyond Skyrim, we have Fallout Appalachia, we have... Why can't I hold all this hype? So, there's gonna be so much stuff. You can help by just spreading the word, resharing, liking, commenting, leaving the stream on in the background when you go to work or go to bed, you know, stuff like that. And if you're a mod author, you can direct your donation points from Nexus to Make-A-Wish. I lost the link. Meow. Let's see. Shop. Nexus shop. Way too many links open. Dun 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 dun. Hey, there it is. If you just got here and you're a mod author who gets Nexus donation points, that link will take you to the store where you can donate your Nexus DP to Make-A-Wish if you want to. And it doesn't have to, it can be just a small amount. Even a small amount helps. It accumulates and Nexus donated $40,000 to Make-A-Wish. So it's incredible. High effort. But I'm gonna have to go and do a BRB screen. I'll be right back. I'm gonna go grab our guests. So that's a perfect moment for you to like grab more beverages. We're gonna have some ads. Hey dog, welcome. We're just about to grab up my first guests. Grab them by the... Don't grab anybody by the neck. Just get some snacks, get your drinks, beverages, nice blanket, place a cat or another pet in your lap and just relax. I have a cat here. It's not a Ellie streamy snow cat. Sadly, I don't have a cat cam now. I want to focus on the mods and the content, but yeah. Stay tuned. I will be right back. I'm gonna grab our guests. And then we'll get started with this actual event. Yeah? hear me. Now you guys should be able to hear me. Welcome back. That was pretty smooth. I'm pretty proud of myself of how smoothly that transition from me being a chaos gremlin went to actually having visitors and having everything like set up, because I don't do this very often. And so,
well, oh.
You go ahead. This is going to be chaos. It's my channel. It's Chaos Gremlin time. Yeah. So
we love chaos.
Well,
yeah.
So honored and so glad to be here.
Cool.
And I am Marty. I am joined by. Care to introduce yourself?
Yeah. I'm Lauren. Marty's editor, co-writer, and all things support.
Yeah. If
Yeah.
chat could let me know
Yeah.
how the volumes for the presenters are, so I can like put the volume up on Discord. If you can't make it out, the only one who has captions right now is me. I don't know how to do real-time captions for guests. So if there's
Yeah.
something with the volume levels, if chat would like to let me know, so I can. Music is a little loud. Oh right, because we
Yeah.
don't want music. Why do we have music? Music is lame. We have guests. So low, and then we're
So
gonna
you'll tell me what's on chat, but I can
Yeah.
also see a bit.
Yeah,
the,
if you want to keep an eye on the chat,
on
you
the
don't
left.
have to. So apparently it's windy everywhere. Lauren is
Yeah,
in her
yeah.
car because there was a power outage in your city.
The
it was windy
entire
here too.
city.
Yeah, so we're doing like a jury-rigged version of a panel from your car, which is fantastic. I love
Live
it.
from
It's
inside.
perfect. So, yeah, Marty, can you tell us more about yourself? Like what mods you've made? How I'm gonna ask you like 3 questions, and you have to remember all of them and answer them in a professional way.
Oh, no worries, no worries.
Yeah,
It's chill.
yeah.
We
it's
chill here.
Yeah.
Again, super glad and honored to be here and be invited to such a momentous and such a chill and awesome community gathering. I was tuning into this not live. I watched like some like Skyblivium stuff last year, and that made me curious. So super glad to be here again. I have actually been modding since 2020. So right before COVID is when I started, and I really got into it during COVID because there was nothing else to do. And I'm fortunate enough to do it full time now, and I have a wonderful community, and I wouldn't be there without them today, and also the help of my awesome collaborators and voice actors. Actually, before Lauren, I used to have another co-writer, Canrit, who actually got me in touch with Lauren, and super grateful to everyone along the way. And I have actually been playing Skyrim since launch. I feel like a lot of people in the modding community, and we have these discussions on my Discord server, like how old we all are. Like when I started modding, and when I actually first heard of Eleonora's like house mods, I was like 14. Like a year after Skyrim's like release, and maybe it's 2012 and 2013, and now it's wild to think it's like 2026. And it's been wild. Like I started PS3, but after I heard about the whole PC thing, I jumped on the modding train in 2012, but I only started making mods in 2020.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Nice.
Care to jump in, Laura?
Yeah, absolutely. Hi guys, I'm Lauren. Sometimes I go by Explorer or Explorin on the interwebs. As Marty said, I worked with Canrit. I'm on a different Skyrim mod project, and Canrit so kindly got me in touch with Marty. He was looking for an editor for this new exciting project, Ash Crystal Heart, and our collaboration has been really cool. I've helped out on some other Skyrim mods you might have heard of, Tales of Skyrim Berserker by JP Steele, and all of Marty's cool mods, and a little one called Skyrim Extended Cut. And I'm also doing a new exciting mod for Baldur's Gate 3, the Cosmic Vessel. It's a new Origin class and with a full new quest. So another Origin character for people to sink their teeth into. So look forward to that later this year.
Hey, we love Baldur's Gate here as well.
Nice, very nice.
Yes.
Oh, I forgot to say what I made. So yeah, so I have two really big projects. So I first got into modding because I was really like an unabashed and shameable Serana simp, and at the time there really was no other option. There was like, because I'll get to this maybe in a bit in the presentation, but when we started, when I played Dawnguard, she was such an like engaging companion for most of it, and then after that, she just becomes like a wooden plank, like the other Skyrim followers. And there have been like mods like dialogue edit, relationship dialogue overhaul, but they weren't like they were actually very minimal. And the only one that was content intensive, I wasn't really the let's say a bunch of the writing had to be desired. It's called Amorous Adventures. So those are like the best options we had. So I started SDA with the intention of just adding on literally a few lines. We didn't have AI, wasn't even like option at the time, so it was only like spliced and reused lines.
Yeah.
So that's how it started, and then I realized that I could get much more of a creative boost with a voice actress. So I put up a casting call. I got in touch with Kirsten, who is the voice of Serana, and then we tried to kind of do a Laura Bailey emulation. That didn't work, so we were like, hey, screw it, let's just revoice the whole thing. So we revoiced like 1,000 dialogue lines of Dawnguard, and that freed us to essentially boost our mod to not have jarring personality differences. So really proud of where it is now.
Yeah.
And then Ash is my new follower. I released 1.5 years ago, I think, and she's my OC project that I'll talk about in a bit.
Yeah.
Do you want to like jump in, explore Laura a bit?
Yeah, just on Ash in general and how she is.
Yeah, you guys have like a whole presentation kind of thing, a few pointers. So I'm just gonna let you get into it. I'm gonna keep an eye on the chat if there's any questions. No one judges anyone for being a Serana simp. We're all Serana simps, even if we don't admit it. So everyone loves her. So it's very interesting to see how you build sort of a recreation, I guess, a little bit. Yeah, so I'm gonna let you guys get into it. If you need anything, I will comment on the sides, throw stupid Ellie comments in between if I need to. And the stage is yours.
It's perfect.
Thank you. Yeah, thank you for the kickoff. So the reason, like, as we're diving into the PowerPoint deck, and like Eleonora tells me, I'm one of the only people who produce something like this. But that aside, like, it would have been technically easier to do like a creation kit showcase or like play with my mod or just do a live workshop. But I realized that, and this is the reason why I picked this as a topic for the keynote, for the presentation, is that there are so many, there's a lot of, and thankfully thanks to like Joseph Russell, to Dark Fox, to other Skyrim authors out there, they've posted, and also stuff on wiki pages, like how to make NPCs, how to get started in the creation kit. But it is like there's barely anything with writing, and even for games, actually, there's not much out there. The main writing stuff is just in general. So this is for game mods and Skyrim mods specifically for companions and NPCs. But I guess this should also apply for like game writing in general, and I hope that if people are making their own games or if people want to get into Skyrim modding and make their own follower, or maybe they're making, I don't know if we secretly have like AAA developers here who are like making maybe on Obsidian or something, or making big followers for those games too. It's to at least get from my perspective and for the mods that I've been making, since it's mostly been character focused, give a perspective for how to do this kind of thing. And let me just preface that, and of course, like if you just go on Reddit, you'll know that some of my like to just like SDA is a bit controversial because, and again, I'll get into it in the presentation. I had to expand on a beloved character, and different people have different headcanons. So even just an interpretation can spark a huge hot pan debate. But my goal is, despite like whether or not you agree with my style of writing, or like whether or not my mods are your forte, or whether or not you'd rather stay away from them with a 10-foot pole, it's to, I guess, extract the nuggets of good truth and tips that you can incorporate for the overall process. And regardless of what kinds of flavors of ice cream you like in general, it's like if I were making an ice cream analogy, it's to teach how to just make good ice cream that has your flavor, like that has the flavor you like, so you can share it with others, and also do it well. And while, because it's your ice cream, and it's like something that's from your worldview and from like your desires and what you like, what you don't like. A lot of people aren't going to like it, but for the people that do like it, it's going to be the best thing ever. Like for the people that do like my mods, I periodically, like no kidding, like I get a lot of DMs, a lot of posts on my comment, a lot of fan mail essentially, and donations, to the point where I can kind of do this full time, that it's resonated with them so much that my mods are like almost always the keystones in their load order, for the very least for followers. Like they're top two at least. So that's my hope, that without digressing and getting stun locked. We might talk about like how I'm kind of anti AI, but since like I kind of brought up the point of the ice cream and the flavors and passions, it's important to just make everything and author everything yourself at its core. Like maybe it's possible to do like AI for like some brainstorming or drafting or formatting or whatnot, but the core ideas, the core flavors must be yours, because while AI can technically help you generate something that's palatable or average, or it won't be terribly bad per se. It might be forgetful, and it might also be bad, like with how much AI hallucinates, and like it can get the characters wrong, like even like the scene after. So, do you have anything to add to my long rambling, Laura?
Just that I loved it. I agree. I think with all of these new emerging technologies, there is absolutely some merit to them. But at the end of the day, the goal of these technologies is to bring your creativity to the forefront. And you have to kind of have that core thing of like, what is your flavor of ice cream? And if you know that very intently, you can build it on your own, or you can build it with assistance.
Okay.
Okay.
So let's dive in. So the goal of this as we've hinted earlier, it's to show how I approach writing companions as actual people, establishing established character versus creating an original one. So Serana being the old one, Ash being the new one. using reactivity, banter, and relationship pacing to build attachment. And then lastly, connecting writing systems and performance into one coherent character experience. So you're not only just learning how to write, you're learning how to write and kind of code, even though I'm not going to open the creation kit today. Like, I'll go into my methodology for why some writing works for certain like circumstances and pacing and all that. So it should be a treat.
You have about 35, 40 minutes, so take us away.
Yeah. No pressure.
No pressure.
No pressure.
So this slide is really about how both of these characters are almost opposite writing problems, even though both are companion projects. So I know a bunch of you there may want to do something like Serana, maybe for other characters. I know there's a mod, but I don't use it because it uses AI. It's called FDE. It does like the same thing for a bunch of other followers. So you might want to give more lines to Eriker, for example. I don't know, or Bellathor, or maybe make Bellathor like a follower for some reason. Or you might want to make someone new, like an Inigo, a Lucian, Ori, or like in my case, Ash. So expounding on a current character and developing a new character each have both their pros and cons and sort of like their benefits and drawbacks. At least for me with Serana, I was stepping into a space where players already had attachment, expectations, and headcanons. That gives me attention immediately, but it also means that every choice is measured against someone's internal version of her. Hence how if you just bring it up on Reddit, it's like instantly, if you just mention SDA, it's instantly controversial. Serana's burden is fidelity. The challenge of her is not just writing her well, but deepening her in a way that still feels recognizably like Serana. That is why I think of SDA like an interpretive discipline. I'm building on themes already present in vanilla. Trauma, found family, freedom versus control, cynicism as a shield, and trying to make those explicit and emotionally layered. So voice consistency for Serana means preserving that recognizable emotional core, even as I expand her range, vulnerability, and intimacy. Now, Ash, on the other hand, is an opposite problem. With original characters, you have much more creative freedom because they are your own characters. But with Ash, I didn't get any built-in trust or attachment from the core audience, besides people like liking me and what I do as a mod author. So with new characters, the burden is credibility. The challenge is making an unusual concept feel believable in Skyrim, emotionally grounded, and worth caring about from zero. That means generative discipline. I'm not just writing the character, I am building the framework around her too. The lore logic, the world building, supporting casts, questline, themes, and the way the world reacts to her. And for voice consistency, it's less about preserving the recognition and more about maintaining internal coherence. And writing lore, systems, and performance all need to point towards the same person. Otherwise, the illusion breaks. Anything to add, Lauren?
Just emphasizing that last point. I think in both of these cases, the commonality is keeping up that we can call it an illusion, as you called it, the believability of these characters in the world. As you're expanding Serana, for instance, or adding a new character like Ash, the most important thing we know in Skyrim modding is immersion and keeping people grounded in this world that we all love so much. So that involves a lot of research into locations, characters, relationships, and knowing what we want to do internally and also what the game is providing players externally.
Yeah, that's good. Thanks for the additional comments. Now, moving on to the next slide. So writing companions players actually bond with. So the big idea here is that a companion becomes memorable not just because they feel like a person with a kind of point of view kind of thing, not just because they speak often. So oftentimes, a lot of people think that they can just brag about follower line counts or lines of dialogue. But honestly, like if it's not relevant and if it's not engaging, then what's the point? And it doesn't really show the character. And so when I say point of view, I mean that if someone else read the lines aloud and I couldn't see the companion, so like you're literally blindfolded, it's just a black screen. And you can't even hear the person. Maybe it's like telepathy, or maybe you're just like reading text on the screen. You should still be able to tell who is speaking. So that's the key. And of course, you don't need to do this with every single dialogue line. Like if someone just says like a default combat bark, like "get over here," or "oh, it was just the wind," um, you can have some leeway. But overall, the lines should be very, very character distinctive. So this usually comes from worldview, emotional posture, phrasing, and what the character actually chooses to notice or care about. And as I mentioned a bit earlier, more dialogue does not automatically mean more attachment. A follower can comment constantly and still feel hollow if the lines are generic or just all doing the same kind of thing. So this is why restraint matters. So sometimes a short line, a pause, or a hesitant response tells me more about the character than a long dialogue or monologue would. And again, we'll get into some examples in a bit, but that's just the basic point of this. And dialogue should also reveal values and not just flavor. A good line tells me what a character believes, fears, resists, admires, or what they just sound like on the surface. So it's important to just not write isolating lines. It's important. It's kind of like important to think that you are building the person's memory of this person, the player's memory of this character throughout the whole playthrough. So first impressions still matter because they decide whether or not the player keeps the companion around at all. But long-term accumulation is what the bond, it's like what makes the bond actually feel real. And that is why friendship and romance should emerge from the character instead of replacing the character. And the relationship lands better when the player first feels like they're getting to know a real person. Any additional stuff?
I would just also say when you're working to create this bond in Skyrim, there are lots of things, avenues with which to do that. Marty mentioned the combat barks. So Ash, who has a more kind of cold, robotic demeanor, instead of saying something like "get over here," she'll say something like "initiating combat sequence." That immediately, it's a colder response. It's slightly robotic, and it is very her. And so even in that one little line, you get a glimpse into her character. So it is things as small as just like an initiating combat line. Anytime you go to a location, she might have something interesting to say. And like Marty said, it's what is she noticing about that location? She might have something to say about the structural integrity of all of the ruins around Skyrim, as opposed to marveling at the trees, let's say, for instance. And so these little things, over the course of a playthrough, you hear we've written hundreds of them. So there are hundreds of these lines, hundreds of opportunities to build up this character, in addition to the more marquee content being her quest and her personal drive for vengeance. And a similar thing with Serana as well.
Yeah, one of my favorite things is when I enter one of the, just for you, it's like a random dungeon. But if you have Rumarin from interesting NPCs with you, he's going to comment that the statue's nose has icicle coming out of it, and it's like snot. Like that's a very Rumarin thing to say. So that's like a good comment. It's actually to the location instead of like, oh wow, a cave. I wonder what's inside.
Mm-hmm. Love a location idol. That's what we call it in the industry. They are a ton of fun to write, and it's fun to take a bunch of followers and see who's going to say what about entering a Nordic ruin, for instance, or a dwarven cavern of doom.
I'm gonna we're gonna have like a questions and answers section after the
Okay.
sort of when we've gone through the slides. But maybe a question to Martin is, how come only Serana worked that well from the base Skyrim game, and almost no other character clicked that much? What needs to change in your opinion to those characters?
So, like, that's a really good question. Like, Serrano was actually a character. Like, with a lot of these NPCs, you have maybe, this is what I'd call a caricature of a character. So the impression that there is a character, but beyond like the first couple, like 5 or 10 dialogue lines, you don't really know much else about them. Like, with that first NPC that like you see in Riverwood,
Mm.
the smith, and I even forgot his name.
Alvor.
Alvor.
Yeah,
and-
Alvor. I just remember he has a default Nord voice, so he sounds like all the other Nords. He's a blacksmith. Okay, so like a lot of Nords are blacksmiths. He has a wife, and he helps you if you're not playing with an alternate start mod. Like he helps you get in settled, and acquaint you with the population before you head off to Whiterun or do whatever you want to do. So the point is like that's it, and even what was presented to me, there was barely anything there. Like I don't even remember anything about his character. And I've played Skyrim like for like, sadly, unfortunately, probably like hopefully under 5,000 hours, but like even with all that time and even with all those repeat playthroughs, I still don't remember much about him.
And you didn't even remember
So,
his name, so
yeah.
Tragic.
Threebwood says it's pretty gratifying to see that this much thought was put into what is already an excellent story about excellent characters. Good job.
Thank you.
Thank you.
I'm gonna let you
Thank you.
continue so you don't lose your train of thought.
Okay, so moving on to the next slide. And if you have questions, by the way, you can say them to Eleonora, and she'll like either say them if they kind of fit the presentation now, or we'll just get to it. Q&A. So we kind of talked about this a bit earlier, like the different ways that they kind of react. So this slide gets to a point that I care a lot about. Companions become memorable when their voice is tied to an inner life, not just personality. So both Serana and Ash are kind of built around like a whole mask versus counter mask kind of thing. So this is a good idea to actually include in writing in general. With your mask, it's what you portray, it's what you project when you're outside. When you're seeing even with strangers or even friends or acquaintances, it's the version of yourself that you sometimes construct to be socially accepted, to maybe make you yourself feel like okay in the inside, but the counter mask is what you really feel in the inside, and what you only reveal to your closest partners, to your closest family members, and you don't like go like ranting about it, or you don't go putting it online for everyone to see. So with these characters and with characters that are engaging in general, what they show the player first is not the whole person, and you kind of have to get like with real people, you kind of have to spend a whole lot of time with them and get much more closer to them before they actually start like opening and you like breaking through that facade. With Serana, wit and sarcasm are not just there because they are fun or charming or comedic. They are there because they are part of how she manages pain, distrust, and loneliness without having to sit with them directly. That is why trust matters so much to her. As many of you know, she comes from a family defined by deceit, manipulation, formed choices. So honesty and integrity mean a lot to her. They carry a lot of emotional weight. That also means her dialogue should not always flatter or validate the player. if the player crosses a moral or emotional line, violating her trust, she should react because that is inherently part of who she is. With my new character, Ash, the mask looks different. She's very INTJ, if you know those Myers-Briggs personality traits. So she's very efficient. She's about mission focus and composer. And they help cover deeper uncertainty about purpose and identity, because that's really much a central theme about her story. Like, she's trying to find out who she really is in the world. She clings to structure and usefulness, partly because they give shape to a life she's still trying to understand. And her worldview also comes from, goes through smaller things like tastes and dislikes, like solitude, craftsmanship, how she's anti-cruelty, anti-waste. So with the whole likes and dislikes thing, and like how like Serana likes mead, for example, they're not just random flavor traits. When you think of what your character likes and dislikes, they should actively inform the audience how this character interprets the world. So more broadly, this is why I think companions need a point of view, not just lots of dialogue. The player should feel that even in light banter between them, the player and them, or them and other NPCs, preferences and reactions should be that are connected to the deeper person should be portrayed and seen underneath. Do you have anything else?
Yeah, just to add on to that, when you're writing banter, when you're writing these little almost throwaway lines, some people might even say, the crucial thing with them is when you have this great understanding and this deep understanding of your characters, these lines write themselves. Every banter line in Marty and I's mods, they work to build up this character. So you're not always doing, slaying dragons or other main quest type activities. It's learning about who they are on an individual level. Just the most minor of things, all of that comes together to create a whole character, and a character that you really can bond with because you know them quite well, from their big traumas to if they're a fan of sweet rolls or not.
I love sweet rolls.
I love sweet rolls too.
They're awesome. So yeah, thanks for that. Yeah. Do you have anything to add? Any questions, Eleonora, or we're good to go to the next slide?
We're good to go. You're about halfway through the stream, just so you know, time-wise.
Yeah, we're also like more than halfway through the thing.
Nice.
So we're
Skywind says, I like that Ash is anti-waste. Save the planet.
Save the planet, baby.
Yes, yeah, save the planet, baby. So I hope this is like readable. We did like screen grabs from the actual production documents, and I do also show like a video clip, but that video clip is short. So I hope this we can kind of, I won't narrate what's actually here. I'll just talk about what is actually here. This is a comparison between how different characters in the same context can react to something differently. And this is from current Serana's main quest banter. And also this is work in progress, but I think it's good enough to demonstrate my point. This is for the current Ash main quest awareness that I'm currently writing. So this excerpt is useful because both characters are basically delivering the exact same gameplay information. So if you remember the main quest, where you see Esbern and the Ratway, they do it in completely different ways. So with Serana, the line is framed through feeling first. She opens with, and if you're like thinking about Myers-Briggs, she's like a ENFP, I think.
Yep.
Or ENFP mask, but she's actually an INFP. Like she's very bubbly, or she's more extroverted as like a mask, but she's really like kind of like an introvert, and she doesn't want to deal with anyone. But like with Serana, she's more like feeling. So she opens with her personal reaction to Riften, and that makes the moment feel personal, conversational, and socially textured before it even gets tactical. Her phrasing is casual and fluid, Something like if I were a betting woman gives her slightly old world and more distinctive flavor. And even the little joke about the perfume spell shows how she uses wit to take the edge off of an unpleasant situation. She isn't just replaying the information, she's also managing mood between herself and the player. Now, Ash handles the same moment extremely differently. She frames it through logic first, almost like a brief. Like she starts with an analysis, then moves to preparation. Her diction is much more precise and clinical, like logical choice, airborne pathogens, and so on, that make her feel much more controlled and mission focused. Her humor is also different. She also has humor, but it's like very different. It's not socially playful like Serana's. It comes from how seriously and analytically she treats the situation. So this is a good example for the whole point of view thing. Just by reading these, I think you can tell that same quest beat, same destination, same purpose. You're trying to find this guy in the rat way, but the characters reveal a different inner world through how they talk about it. Any thoughts on this, Lauren?
Yeah, just that again, I think that there is the emphasis, I think, in making a follower mod is using all of the narrative real estate that Skyrim provides, and Skyrim provides quite a bit of it. And I think these encounters, the fun of replaying Skyrim, the fun of having follower mods is being able to take different people through the same situation and just seeing how they look at it differently. I think that's why we all enjoy playing Skyrim, because every time you play the game, something different happens. And I think that speaks a lot to the longevity of it. And so leaning into that when making followers and making characters is always, I think, should be front of mind.
Yeah, that should be front of mind. And it really adds replayability, don't you think? Like
100%.
And it also helps, like, if they react differently depending on the choice you do, or like your playstyle or what quests you do. So that's all the more hours and enjoyment with the character. Okay. So now, here is a good example for how much like small line changes can make a companion feel much like a person. So I'm going to bash on myself, at least a past version of myself, a bit. With like an initial way, I kind of wrote the Serana's College of Winterhold like opinion commentary versus like the rewrite. So the old line is functional, but it is very broad. So Serana just says any magical or historical kind of thing. That gives the player information without revealing much about Serana herself. And the phrasing could belong to almost everyone. It sounds like me, the writer, like I'm just telling you, I'm just shitting lore on you. I'm just giving it all like right there and there, front and center. Rather than a person actually recalling part of her life and how she was acquainted with it herself. So the new line is much more specific. If you see here in College 2, college used to be my first choice whenever I needed guidance in arcane arts, historical reference, or a particularly obscure alchemical manual. So the specificity makes Serana sound more scholarly, curious and well-read, and it kind of hints at things she actually spends time pursuing, like her hobbies. Like she actually does alchemy, she actually does read, and she actually like is like very curious with a lot of things. So the old version mostly tells the player about Winterhold, so you kind of don't want to do that a lot of the time. While the new version tells the player about Serana through Winterhold. So the new version tells the player about Serana through Winterhold.
Nice.
That is a bigger craft point. The better companion writing does not just explain the setting, it reveals how the character has lived inside that setting. It's coming from their point of view, and only Serana, at least the Serana I wrote for STA, only her could have said those lines. And then the rewrite also makes the college feel like it mattered to her personally, not just the piece of lore that she happens to know. And from a performance standpoint, the revised version has better rhythm, more texture, more specificity, which gives the actors something much stronger to actually play. Anything else to add, Lauren?
I love this slide. I think it is a perfect encapsulation of both helping out our character and people getting to know our character, and also helping them doing that through Skyrim's luscious world building. There is so much to chew on in Skyrim, and placing our character's character arc within the context of Skyrim gets it's a double whammy of deepening a relationship with a character.
Yeah, deepening the relationship is really like important. Like, and that double whammy is something you can't nail 100% of the time, but you should try to nail like at least for a passing grade, I think. 70%, 80%.
It should always be the goal, 100%. If you can do that, you should be golden for most of the time. Yep.
Thank you, Kate, for that donation. Guys, we have about 20 minutes left of this presentation. If you want to get in on the donation train on my channel, !donate. Let's get all those wishes for the kids, please, and do continue, Marty.
Okay, so like just a quick rundown for you, Eleonora. I'm going to say like a bit of like the slide. I won't play the video because I know that like it there's glitchy stuff in OBS or whatnot. And then you'll play it, and then I'll talk about the video.
Yeah, you just tell me, Ellie, switch screens to video, and I will do it.
Okay. So making the character feel alive. So this slide is really how I think reactive dialogue should do more essentially than just acknowledge that something has happened in game. So a good reaction tells me what the character notices first, what bothers them, what excites them, what they fear, or what they push back against. That is why I think reactivity as worldview is like under pressure. The event matters, but not what matters more to how this specific person interprets it, like I kind of mentioned earlier. I also try not to treat all reactive dialogue the same. Some moments only need a short flavor line. Others need longer contrasts, emotional beats, or even like a mini recurring arc. So banter, like I'll show in a bit, is a big part of that. So ideally, it's not just there for jokes or just lines to say or something in the background for the player. It should create a personality contrast and let the characters challenge each other a bit and show how their relationship develops over time. It also has to respect gameplay flow. So if the player is in the middle of a dungeon or moving through a combat space, the dialogue usually needs to be brief and punchy, not like 30 lines of back and forth dialogue. And travel and quieter moments can have more reflection, while major quest beats can handle more emotional and heavier weight. So the big idea here is that reactive dialogue is not just more lines, it is a way of making the companions feel alive alongside the player without ignoring how the game is actually being played. So Eleonora, video, please.
There is a question. Do you ever write too much banter and need to kill your darlings? Any examples in your mind?
Yes.
Too often.
Skywind is asking.
Yeah,
no pressure.
I don't want to get political here, but at least for writing, I am very pro abortion. No, I'm very pro killing the infants. It hurts. Like you've spent so much time, and you've poured out yourself to this line, but you also have to think like, objectively, is it good or is it cringe, or like, is the player going to react well, or like, is it covering the pillars that we talked about earlier? Is it like showing the point of view? Is it not too long? Is it not too short?
Yeah.
That also kind of helps because you also have personal attachment to your baby. You have to show it to someone who didn't write it. So that's why having co-writers really helps because they can assist you. You can like share your vision. You can say, oh, this is what I want for the characters, for the scene, for the commentary, for the banter. and you can show them, and then they can tell you what a piece of shit it actually is.
Skywin
So-
says, we have the term, this is too much fanfic. And then we shoot. All right, let's get the video out. Let me see if I can work. So now you are in your presentation mode, and we have the video. There is no sound. GG me.
Wait, what?
Or
Wait, there kind of needs to be sound.
There is sound.
Swim.
Chat, is there sound?
Right. Because the woman made of metal and enchanted parts wants to go for a
There is
swim.
sound.
Don't you
Nice.
rust?
Wait, why can't we hear it?
You can't because it's playing on my stream and not on Discord.
Maybe it would just feel invigorating.
Who are you? And what have you done with the ash I know? I think this valley's air is getting to you.
A swim might help with that.
So we might help with that. And then you entered. Nice.
Oh,
Now they're in the cave, gasping for air.
Told you. Next time I say to please not go over to the waterfall, maybe you'll listen.
that was exhilarating. An excellent decision, my friend.
You're only saying that because I'm the one who's soaked and miserable, aren't you? Gods, my clothes will be damp for a week. And you. Don't think for a second I don't know you did that on purpose.
From a logistical standpoint, it was the most direct route.
Shut it. I don't want to hear anything logistical from you. You both threw all sense out the window just
Skinny
for
dipping.
some skinny dipping.
Adventure. Could we do that again?
There you go. Video is done. We're gonna switch back to conference view. Aluni says, I love this. You guys need to shush, let the ladies banter. So we heard the banter from Ash and Serana. And the comments are, this is awesome.
So thank you guys. The waterfall scene, I think, is a good example because it is tied to a very specific gameplay moment. So the banter feels earned by player action instead of just like floating in space. And it's not just the companion saying, "Oh, look, there's a waterfall here." It's the scene showing like what each of them notices and how each of them interpret the same moment differently. So with Serana, she focuses on the feeling, the danger, the discomfort, the annoyance about what's going to happen. You're going to get wet and then go down a waterfall, which hits her more socially expressive and sarcastic way of reacting. Now, Ash actually, she has high novelty, so kind of like INTJ but ADHD, and some slight autism, sensation, and kind of like a practical or experiential upside, which fits her more dry, curious, and analytical perspective. So the exchange also has structure. First, there is a short setup at the overlook, and then there is a follow-up payoff after the player actually decides to go over the waterfall. And more often than not, like the games or banter or integration won't even do this. So it's nice to actually see the game react to the player's actions. That is useful because it shows that reactive dialogue can work in tiers, short flavor at first, and then a callback that expands the mini joke into a mini arc. The humor here is doing the character work. So Serana's sarcasm reads as exasperation and mood management, while Ash's humor comes through over serious logic and unexpected playfulness. It also creates a small conflict without turning into real hostility, which is ideal for banter. They're pushing each other's assumptions while still sounding comfy enough to tease. And most importantly, the scene respects gameplay flow. It's brief enough not to interrupt exploration because the player is actively moving through an area, but memorable enough to make the moment feel something shared between the player and the companions. Lauren, do you have anything to add with the thing the waterfall scene, if you remember, like what
I
you
love
just
this
said.
scene. I love this scene so much. It went through a few tweaks, and I really like how it came out in the end. And I think it's a perfect example of the point you're making, Marty, of just respecting gameplay flow. I know a lot of people can't stand when Hermaeus Mora in Apocrypha talks at 0 miles an hour and holds you hostage in his realm, talking as slowly as he can. Now, as a character decision, that's really good. Hermaeus Mora is, a deity and has no concept of time. He doesn't care how long you're sitting here, but you, a mortal, really do care, and your character in game cares, and you, as a mortal in the real world, care. So it's a really fun thing, concept-wise, but in terms of respecting gameplay, it could be a little better. So it's a delicate slope to manage for sure.
Mhm.
And I think this does it really well and
Yeah.
adds something to just the waterfall vanilla jumping in experience.
You get to talk about it with someone. Talk about it. You did the cool thing, and now you get to talk about with someone about it. And someone
Yeah.
who
Hey, wasn't that rad?
yeah, like that. So I have a mod for Dragon Age games where you more banter. I love it so much when your party talks amongst themselves. So yeah, I'm a sucker for good banter. Osiris Greenskin is saying the concept and personality of a character is much larger than the brevity of the dialogue. But for the voice acting, you need to translate that into the personality and need all the background. How do you manage that the voice actor gets the entire character background before recording lines?
So what I have, and we'll see if we have enough time to get to it tonight because we have a lot of stuff and then
And like 5
QA,
minutes left.
yeah. Oh my goodness. Okay. But like really, really short. We have I actually have character sheets that are like basically encyclopedias. So if I wanted to, I could make a wiki for everything I do. But they read the character sheet. So the character sheet has everything. And that really helps the person get into the character. Or what helps is just if you're working for them for the first time, just brief them and have a conversation, or maybe ask them, how would you read this line, or how would you bring your personality and your worldview into it? And that's also why, even with amateurs and even with people who don't really have that much experience, I absolutely love human voice actors, even if you could technically clone something technically more professional or less amateur-y in 11 Labs. The fact that they have their own their experiences and their worldview as they interpret the character, and they'll all do it differently, it elevates everything so much. So that's just my nuggets of what I wanted to say.
2 quick points on that. Try to get with your voice actors live if you can. Giving that feedback live is huge. And then focus on the feeling as opposed to giving them all of the lore. And it should generally work out for you pretty well.
Okay, thank you. Let's bullet through this. Because we're almost done, actually.
Yeah, let's go.
So, evolving relationships and emotional progression. So what I'm trying to avoid here is the feeling that affection is something the player just purchases by spending enough time with the follower or giving them gifts. I hate those games where you just give stuff and then you can marry them. Or you just in Skyrim, hey, your Amulet of Mara. Okay, no. Life. The strongest attachment usually comes from the sense that the character is unfolding in layers, like onion, just peeling over those layers. Not instantly handing over their deepest self. So with Serana, the progression is more implicit, but it's still there. First trust, then warmth, and then broader commentary, then deeper intimacy, vulnerability, then romance, and then found family intimacy. With Ash, it's actually pretty complicated, but I track her friendship point, so FP, that's trust and closeness. And then romance meter, which is romantic investment. So that starts when FP is a certain level, and that sort of branches out because you can kind of continue as platonic and romantic if you want to continue that route. And then also, since her story is like a lot about self-identity and growth, you can track her worldview and ethics through variables and values. And not gonna get into that today, but that's just how I do it with Ash. Anything really quick to interject as we're
just that just that tracking anything and having a system to track conversations is a character's memory in terms of game dev. So the more you can do that, the better. Picking things that are important to a character, absolutely have a record of those so you can reference them later on into the story. Again, adding to that believability.
Okay. And we only have oh my goodness, 5 minutes. Less than
Well,
5 minutes.
yeah, it's like 5 to 10 minutes ish.
Okay.
Yeah,
But this is the last slide. This is the last slide. Okay.
we did it.
So voice consistency, casting, and direction. So we kind of talked about this earlier, but we're not gonna really go into it deeply now. So this slide is about showing how voice consistency is a lot more than just making sure what the wording sounds rather than just making sure the wording itself sounds recognizable. So what really helps here is keeping the character feeling consistent, and it's a combination of worldview, cadence, emotional posture, and coping style. Basically how they think, pace their speech, and what they do when they're under pressure. So that's why 2 lines can be both in character on paper, but when it's actually performed, it can still fail. So you need to keep that in mind. So sometimes a line feels fine to read in text, but once you actually read it out aloud, this is before you even give it out to the voice actor. When you read it out yourself as the writer, you can realize that sometimes it's too wordy, too flat, or emotionally misplaced, not giving the actor much to work with. And the benefit of working with an actor live is they can actually point this out to you and you can make changes on the fly. And casting kind of matters a lot too, because the actor is not just reading the role, they're helping define the version of the character that ends up existing in the project. So with long form projects, especially like what I do, the performance starts feeding back into the writing. So I start hearing the character a certain way and writing more intensely for that version. So with Serana, for example, I'm not sure if you call it writing. I was splicing lines. So I was trying to Frankenstein things and like mishmash and like make her sort of like react to something. But oftentimes that didn't really give like good results. But when I got Kirsten for the first time, I was just thinking, okay, what is Laura Bailey saying? What is Laura Bailey saying? And then slowly that became, what is Kirsten saying? So when you work more of the character, they can kind of influence the voice actor. They can kind of influence you, and see like how you see the character as well. So the example I'm showing now is useful because it demonstrates that a scene can still feel recognizably like the character, even when some other stuff fall away, as long as the deeper emotional logic stays consistent. So for the sake of time, I'm not going to like show the thing, but if you want to, there's like a crap ton of Serana dialogue add-on playthroughs on YouTube. You can like see where she says it. This is a good example because Serana is dropping a social mask and speaking from the wounded core underneath. So, and with the lines where she says like, oh, I seem so carefree, joking with you all the time, that directly confirms that her humor is a coping style. So this is when she drops the mask. This is not just surface flavor. So this shows that voice consistency is more than just vocabulary. The same character can still feel the same character, like Serana, even when the sarcasm falls away, because the emotional logic stays consistent. And cadence matters here. Also, like how you write it, how you imagine it, and how the character says it, that the voice actor says it. Like the pauses, the caught voice, the fragments, the repeated hesitation, kind of make this breakdown feel performable rather than just informative. So on the page, these lines can look simple, but the performance, so like if you have the time, I highly suggest you play through the mod or find a video clip of this. And I like Kirsten's performance here. It gives them weight breath, cracking voice, pacing, and restraint, they all matter. So, good direction for a scene like this is just not sound sad. So, if you're thinking like a director, and you're trying to direct this person, um, I'd say it is like she is finally admitting that the playful, carefree version of herself has partly been a way of avoiding her feelings. And lastly, this is just a good example of how the actor helps define the character. The scene only lands if Serana does sounds like someone trying and failing to hold herself together, not just someone doing a generic crying scene.
All right,
Anything? Yeah.
we are at end of our
Yeah.
time. We're gonna have to move on. Aluni had some questions. How do you track the friendship points and the World Woo and the romance thing? You mentioned in a
So
previous
for
slide.
yeah, for Ash, it's pretty robust. So I have global variables and I have integers,
Mm-hmm.
and I have like you can move like left or right, so you can have a negative integer and a positive integer. That's especially important for the worldview. So everything closer to a center like of zero is like neutral or you like utilitarian. The more you go to like the left or the negative, you go to like some sort of like aggressive might is right worldview. And the more you go to the other end, you have a more peaceful, a more deontological worldview.
Mm.
Deontological means that you look at the ethics of what is actually being done, not just the benefit of it. And you can track it through like digits, through subdigits, and you can choose to increase it when the player does something bad or good, and stuff like that. But this isn't like a creation kit or a coding tutorial, so that's just the basic gist of it.
Okay, so if people want to find you and talk to you about making companions, writing, we lost Lauren apparently. Where can people find you?
So I don't think that the link is clickable on the
Yeah,
presentation.
there is
But
a
I think you
QR
can
code. There is a
you can
QR
scan the
code on the
QR
screen
code.
now. Right
you
now,
can
you
join my
can scan
Discord
that.
server.
There is a Discord server.
And you can look at my mods through there. Like there's links to my mods through the Discord page. And then you can also look at the link that Eleonora sent.
Yeah, there is the link to your Nexus profile where people can find all your mods. Then there's the Discord QR code right on the screen now. Lauren fell off the call, I think, or just off the app. So I can't ask her the same questions, possibly found in your Discord as well if you want to catch up with Lauren or need, I don't know how her availability is, but if she wants to work on other projects, we're gonna unfortunately have to move on. I don't see any other questions in the chat. Thank you so much, guys. It's a shame Lauren just fell off when we're about to raid out. Ads. No, holy shit, ads. Imagine raiding and getting ads on my Twitch. This was so good. I loved having you guys on. It was so nice having you show us this.
So much.
I had no idea it was this complicated, but I love it. We're gonna go over to Fargasier. Check out those links, those QRs. This was Martimius and Explorer. I hope you guys enjoyed the showcase. I did, but we're gonna have to. We're on schedule here. Now she fell off the call. So we're gonna just have to raid over to Fargasier. We're gonna see you in a couple of hours.
Go over to Fargasier now. See you guys there.
See you guys there, and I will see you in a couple of hours. Not you, Mark. But we're going to be back with some Fallout 4 stuff then, and I hope you guys enjoyed this show. It was a privilege to have you, and I hope everyone has a fantastic Steve Creek weekend. I will see you guys soon. Let's go over to Fargasier, making sure that he's live. We're still live. He's good. So we're jumping into Fargasier. Let's go. See you guys later. Have fun. Bye.
Bye.
Okay, desktop audio is gone. My mic is not gone.